out here with me. I'm a little late today. They're both down here. Oh, Pearl's got an itch. Pearl's got an itch. Good morning. It's Barbara. It is Monday, July. Oh, no wonder it felt like I didn't have enough things in my hands. Oh, July 27th. Whatever that noise thing is, it just started as I sat down. I don't know what that is. And I forgot my coffee. I'll be right back. After all these vlogs I've done, I can't believe whatever they're doing over there. I hope it's not too loud. After all these vlogs I've done, you'd think when I walk out saying, gee, it doesn't feel like I'm carrying very many things. It would occur to me to think about, oh, what am I carrying and what am I missing? My coffee. I don't know what that noise is, but I hope it's not too much. Because I'm here, I'll try to move my chair. Oh, I need to show you my earrings anyway. These are earrings that I made, the beads. I made the earrings too. These are fraternal twins that I like. One of them has red. I don't have my glasses on. I was getting dressed today. I told Dennis I have got to fix that other dress, so I have more than one house dress. I also told him that I bought too many clothes. If I was going to live in the time of coronavirus, I didn't need as many clothes as I bought. Now, I didn't buy a lot of clothes compared to, I mean, I have a fraction of what I used to own back when I worked, and you know, I mean, I only bought clothes at the Goodwill after I retired. But, you know, if you find things at the Goodwill, you can't just go to the Goodwill and, like, look for something. Like, oh, I need a pair of navy blue pants. Let me go to the Goodwill and get them. Or a white shirt or whatever. You go to the Goodwill and you get... It's all opportunistic. I mean, something like navy blue pants or jeans or something, you know, you probably can find. Now there's an airplane. Cicadas. Can you even hear me? Going right over my tree, so I couldn't see what it was. It could have been a helicopter. There's a noisy truck. Oh my gosh, this is not a quiet, calm deck today. So anyway, when you're shopping at the Goodwill for clothing, it's opportunistic. You find something that's good and you think you'll enjoy wearing it at some time, you buy it. And, you know, the problem with the Goodwill is, you go in there with $20, you can come home with 5 things. Which, you know, if you're going once a month, you end up with quite a few pieces of clothes in, well, I didn't go once a month. 4 or 5 times a year, even. But you're retired for 5 years. That's a lot of pieces of clothes. There's no noise anymore. I don't know what happened. And here's my Maisie girl. Hi, pup. Yeah. Did you get a drink? Yeah. I'm sorry your bowl was empty. Her water bowl was empty. Yeah. Luckily she has others she can go to. So anyway, the point is I ended up buying too many clothes. When I redid my wardrobe, when I finally decided I couldn't wear those clothes anymore. I did buy a few clothes on the way down at Goodwill, but the problem was we were in lockdown when summer came, and I was wearing my old clothes last summer all the way down because I started in July. So by the time summer hit now, I couldn't wear anything. I couldn't wear anything. I had some t-shirts and stuff, but no pants. And then who knew I would want to wear dresses? I never bought any dresses at Goodwill because I wasn't wearing dresses when I was there last, which has been quite a while. Anyway, so I was looking at my closet and I was thinking, oh, I'll just put on something, you know, fancy or pretty or something that I like. And, you know, I bought mostly t-shirts and tank tops, and I have some white jeans I really like. But with Maisie around, she puts her paw on me. I can't wear white jeans at home. But I can wear white jeans to the hairdresser tomorrow and get my hair cut tomorrow. They have an app they want me to put on my phone. Nobody's allowed in the salon except the person who's actually getting their hair done. So when I get there, I'm going to have to wait in my car, I guess, until Sue comes out and gets me. So they have an app that can, you know, I can tell them I'm here. Or I can call them on the phone. So I went to download the app, and the first thing I have to do is give them my email address and I'm like, you know what? I'm not giving this app my information just so for, you know, once every 6 weeks till Corona's over. Forget it. So I said, never mind. I'll put their phone number in my phone and call them and say, I'm here for Sue. I talked about privacy before. And, you know, I cannot tell you how many websites I have bailed on when I go to the website to see if I'm interested or to look for something to see if, you know, if they have what I'm looking for or, you know, whatever. And they ask, and I can't get anywhere until I give them my email address. Bail, baby. I bail. I'm like, nope. My email address is out in the world enough. I do not. I do not sign up for more websites than I can, you know. I mean, I rarely sign up for an account in places where I am buying things because I use PayPal. I've already signed up for PayPal. So you can pay for everything with PayPal. Almost everything on the internet. And PayPal gives them all your shipping information and things like that. So I don't even make an account for most places, even ones that I know I'll go back to again. I just use PayPal. Which I realized might be a mistake for places like I should get accounts at places where I buy yarn. That happened to me, the Republic of Wool. And I talked about this on a podcast a long time ago. I bought a skein of yarn from them. And I must have seen it on Instagram. Because it's the only yarn I've ever bought from them. And when it came, it was like the brightest bubblegum Barbie pink you ever saw. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I bought this yarn. So I'm like out on their website trying to see, because the invoice did not say the name of the yarn that came in the package. And so I went out to see what I had bought, but I didn't make an account. So if you don't make an account, there's no way to go to their website and see what they, you know, whatever. So anyway, so I rummaged around trying to figure out how I could figure out what I actually ordered, because I couldn't believe it was this eye-searing pink. And I couldn't do it on their website because I hadn't made an account. As it turned out, by the time I stopped doing that, you know, 5 or 10 minutes later, I was like completely in love with the yarn. And so it didn't matter. I kept it. I made socks out of it. Some of my favorite socks. That's one problem I have. If I have that yarn in my hands, I'm not giving it back. That's happened to me a couple of times. Once I had ordered more yarn from a dyer on her Etsy shop that I had gotten from Yarn Box. And I guess Yarn Box had like a moratorium. If they you know, gave out a dyer's yarn, the dyer couldn't sell those colors for like 6 months or something like that. So I had gotten yarn that I really liked, and I thought, you know what, let me support the dyer directly rather than buying it through Yarnbox. So I bought the yarn, but I had to wait until the moratorium. It wasn't 6 months, 3 months, something like that. And she had another color that I liked, and so I ordered 1 skein of the other color and 3 or 4 skeins of the color I had, probably 2 skeins, 3, whatever, of the color that I had gotten in my yarn box that I liked and I wanted more of. So anyway, when the box came, she had sent me like 4 of the other color I ordered, not the one the one I only wanted 1 skein of, and not enough and whatever. So I emailed her and said, you sent me the wrong things. And she said, okay, just send them back. And whatever. So, but then I'm sitting there holding this yarn in my hand, and I never send yarn back. Who can do that? I don't know, not me, apparently. So, so I just ordered. She had not sent me enough of the original one I wanted more of, so I just ordered more. And that was the Horsehead Nebula that I made my mosaic sweater. That was my, I can never remember the name of that sweater. The mosaic sweater that was my Rhinebeck sweater last year. Out of the Pom Pom magazine. I can't ever remember the name of that sweater. But anyway, that was the base color I used, was the Horsehead Nebula that I got by accident. The other thing happened was I ordered John Arbon's Knit by Numbers or whatever yarn from the Woolly Thistle. And I apparently had trouble figuring out, I ended up ordering the wrong color. Now, I ordered the wrong color, but I blamed the website for the way the colors worked, and I couldn't, anyway. I thought I was ordering one color, and I ended up ordering another color. A sweater's quantity, and it came, and I'm like, I was really frustrated. So she said, oh, no problem, just send it back, and I'll credit you. I think she was going to credit me for the shipping too. I don't know if I paid shipping. But anyway, she's very nice. But rather than send it back and wait for the color I wanted, I just ordered the color I wanted, and with the idea that I was going to send the other ones back. Because the other ones were like a chocolate brown, a deep, rich chocolate brown, which isn't necessarily my color, but it's a nice color. I never sent it back. I can't send, I have it in my hand. You can't put yarn in my hand and then tell me to send it back. Of course, I keep paying for it. It's not like it's free. I keep thinking maybe the grand prize for this year's Stash Mal might be that chocolate brown DK weight John Arbon yarn, a sweater's quantity. But I may just decide to make myself a sweater out of it before that time comes. I don't know. But that's, I can't. You send me yarn, you ain't getting it back. Even if I have to pay for it. How did I get on that? I don't even remember how I started. Anyway, it got quieter. I'm so glad. Oh, that was terrible. So I have yarn coming today. Barnyard Knits. I follow them on Instagram. I gotta unfollow all these dyers because I have 2 more people. I'm thinking, oh, I should get advent calendars. I have one coming from the Crafty Toads. But I saw this yarn on Barnyard Knits, and it was some kind of special color that she was going to be doing. I ordered it a month ago, knowing that she wasn't doing it till the middle of July. And truth be told, I can't even remember what the color was, only that I loved it and I wanted it, and I ordered a sweater's quantity of it, and it's coming today. So I'll show it to you tomorrow. I haven't ordered from Barnyard knits before. So I have, you know, gone a little outside my normal people I buy from. Barnyard Knits might have been at SSK. I'm not sure, when I was there 2 years ago. Was that last year I was there? No. I don't think so. Maybe. Time is a weird thing for me. A weird dimension these days that I'm having trouble keeping track of. But anyway, I got a notice that my yarn is out for delivery. So it's coming. The mailman the postal worker will bring it. She's actually not a man. And put it in my mailbox. And I got an email from the Crafty Toads saying they dyed my yarn from my niece's boxies on Saturday. So hopefully it's a nice, breezy, dry enough day down the shore so that the yarn is drying. So I might get that by the end of the week or early next week, and I'll show it to you, show that to you too. So you'll get some yarn sightings. And maybe one of these days I'll do a podcast, a real podcast for the people who are not interested in seeing me every day, which I get. But I do appreciate those of you who do. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, what a wonderful community we have. Lovely, you are lovely, lovely people. I slept in late. I didn't sleep in late. I was in bed late. I didn't sleep well. And I was getting up until then. So I'm going to go talk to my phone. He laughed and I said, I'm not really talking to my phone. I'm talking to my friends out there. It's not talking to my phone. I don't feel like I'm talking to my phone. I know some podcasters feel awkward about this, what I'm doing, but I don't. I'm talking exactly to you. And I appreciate you coming to listen. I really do. It has been so helpful to me. Oh, today is lovely out here. I did knit yesterday. I worked on my shawl. I put in one buttonhole, and I stopped last night with my Crafting with Christy night, because yesterday was Sunday again. How quickly does it come? And I stopped right at the next set where I will be making my second buttonhole. So I'm clear on where the buttonholes are because they're in the pattern. The only thing I'm not, and I'm supposed to fold it in half and match the buttonholes, but you know, fold it in half which direction. She didn't say, but I'm pretty sure I know. And put the buttons in. But now that I have a buttonhole, which is really just a yarn over and a knit two together, so it's a yarn over buttonhole, I need to go into my button stash. Oh, I need to go into my button stash and see which buttons I want to do, put on my sweater, because I am going to finish that sweater, and then find buttons for this shawl. But this shawl takes 15 buttons or something. 15, I think, at least. So the chances of me finding in my button stash 15 buttons that match, that are the correct size. I know I have at least 15 buttons, but they're small, and that won't work for this. I think I need a bigger button, like a 1/2 inch in diameter at least, maybe even more. I may just do a hodgepodge of buttons that make me smile, and that should work. So I will probably do that rather than go out and buy buttons. Because the reality is, I also have a stash of buttons that's big enough for me to think I may never need to buy another button if I can make these work. So I want to use them if I can. And that's what I did. This button seller that I bought buttons from several times, from like Rhinebeck or Marilyn Sheep'em-Wool, the cards of buttons, the buttons don't match half the time. They just go together. And so this is not a concept I made up. So for my Washington Square cardigan, I used one of those cards that had buttons that went together but didn't match on it. And it really makes that sweater. Because that sweater's just, you know, cream colored. It has some cables. It's a lovely sweater, and those buttons just really top it off. So I am going to go with that same concept with my shawl buttons. That's my plan. And now that I have a buttonhole made, I can figure out what kind of buttons, what buttons will fit, and go and do that. So that's my plan. And while I'm at it, I will look for buttons for my sweater, which, I don't know. I'm assuming I can find buttons that match that will go with that, but I don't necessarily need them to match. Again, that sweater, I picture that sweater to be a sweater that I wear all the time around the house. And if they had buttons that I liked that didn't necessarily match, that would make me smile when I put it on. And it's kind of plain enough to if it had some buttons that made it stand out a little bit because they didn't match exactly or whatever, it wouldn't be a bad thing. But I have to pick those buttons out before I do the button band. I suspect I won't go back to that sweater until I'm done with my shawl, which is a candidate for the Hug Around the Neck Make-Along. Just, I don't talk about it all the time, but we are doing a Hug Around the Neck Make-Along, and I'm sure I'll find a prize for that. And there's one thread on Ravelry, and I'm sorry if you have trouble with Ravelry for whatever reason, if you're not on Ravelry, for whatever reason you're not on Ravelry. If you're not on Ravelry, I do have a podcast email address. I have an email address. I put it at it's on the back of every, on the back wording that I put at the end of my podcast or vlogs, which I never change. But it's flameandfiber@mindspring.com. You can look for it on the back on the back page. I'm not putting it here because then I'll have to take it out tomorrow and it's a pain in the neck. flameandfiber@mindspring.com. MINDSPRING. Mindspring.com. If you wanted to participate in either the Hug Around the Neck Make-Along or the Craft from Your Stash Make-Along, if you're not participating in that because you can't get on Ravelry for whatever, or don't want to be on Ravelry for whatever reason, not a good way to chat really, but if you want to email me pictures of your finished objects for either of those make-alongs, I will make sure that you're in the drawing from my emails. I will assign you numbers and such. So, my girls are coming back on the deck. Right, pups? They haven't romped in the yard yet. I'm hoping they do that, although Pearl's laying down in the sun. Sometimes Maisie walks in and comes for a cuddle. Oops, that was Maisie bumping her head. Comes in for a cuddle, and she's hot to the touch. Black dog in the summer, right? Black dog in the summer. Yeah. So anyway. So that's me today. My knee felt good all day yesterday. Only a couple of little twinges, but I treated it like it, was super sore. So I took my pills, and I put my ice, and I'm wearing my sneakers. I'll be so glad when I don't have to wear my sneakers anymore. My feet want to be free in the summer. With my jandals. Or my Zoris. Or my flip-flops. But I've been treating it as if it had been sore all day. I did not walk the dogs. Dennis was talking about mowing the lawn today. And I don't know if I'm going to see what I can do to help him. In theory, I should be able to ride the riding mower, but I don't know. It hurt a few times in the middle of the night, like if I, bent it, and I had a little pain. But I haven't had any pain yet today. I had 2 days pretty much pain-free. I don't know how many pain-free days I need before I decide maybe I can wear my flip-flops. I think quite a few. I think I need as many pain-free days as I had painful days. 2 weeks, right? I mean, I think at least that many. Just to be sure, because it keeps fooling me. You know, would have a good day like, oh, I wouldn't even know I had a problem, and then the next day I'm like limping. So I want to make sure it's good and healed before I do anything. And the doctor specifically said, do not mow the lawn. It's the first thing she said. Do not mow the lawn. Do not run up and down the stairs. Those were her instructions to me. So I've been wearing the damn sneakers, so I'm going to follow those other instructions too. That's my plan. So Dennis can ride the mower. And if it looks scraggy around the edges, what do I, you know, our neighbors are not fastidious, and they don't care about our yard. For which I am very grateful, let me tell you. That's one of the reasons we don't live in a development with an association or anything like that. We could never, you know, I don't want somebody telling me what color I can paint my front door. Or, the way my front door looks, telling me I need to paint my front door. So anyway, I'm going to say goodbye. I'm rambling again, as per usual. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed your coffee or wine or whatever it is you're having with me. Thank you so much. I hope you're all well. And I will see you tomorrow. So stay safe and stay sane.